John chapter 18. I want to look at a couple of examples. John chapter 18. We'll look at the life of Peter for a couple of minutes. How many of us remember when Peter was told by Jesus that he would deny him 3 times before the cock crowed? Yeah, let me read from that passage of scripture here in the Gospel of John. In verse 15, I'll pick it up. And Simon Peter followed Jesus, and so did another disciple. Now that disciple was known to the high priest and went with Jesus into the courtyard of the high priest. But Peter stood at the door outside. Then the other disciple who was known to the high priest went out and spoke to her who kept the door and brought Peter in. Then the servant girl who kept the door said to Peter, "You are not also one of this man's disciples, are you?" He said, "I am not." There's his first denial. Now the servants and officers who had made a fire of coals stood there, for it was cold, and they warmed themselves. And Peter stood with them and warmed himself. The high priest then asked Jesus about his disciples and his doctrine. Jesus answered him, "I spoke openly to the world. I've always taught in synagogues and in the temple, where the Jews always meet. And in secret I have said nothing. Why do you seek me? Ask those who have heard me what I said to them. Indeed, they know what I said." And when he had said these things, one of the officers who stood by struck Jesus with the palm of his hand, saying, "Do you answer the high priest like that?" Jesus answered him, "If I have spoken evil, bear witness of the evil, but if well, why do you strike me?" Then Annas sent him bound to Caiaphas the high priest. Now Simon Peter stood and warmed himself. Therefore they said to him, "You are not also one of his disciples, are you?" He denied it and said, "I am not." That's the second time. It's a bit like playing baseball, isn't it? 3 strikes and you're out. One of the servants of the high priest, a relative of him whose ear Peter cut off, said, "Did I not see you in the garden with him?" Peter then denied again, and immediately a rooster crowed. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you this question today. What would Peter have experienced? Because we know that Jesus eventually restored Peter. What would Peter have experienced every time he had a flashback of that? What would he have experienced? Would he have experienced feeling shame? Would he have experienced some level of anxiety? I think probably he would have. Would fear, would Satan have tried to have fear creep into his heart? I think so. But could you imagine the pain in Peter's heart every time he remembered the flashback, and every time through those flashbacks he was reminded? Could you imagine, this is Peter, the one that Jesus said, "And you are Peter, and on this rock I'll build my church." Peter was the one that got the revelation. Peter was the one that saw that Jesus was the Christ, the Son of the living God. Peter was the one that had foot and mouth disease. Peter was the one that just blurted out what came to his mind, but his heart was big, but he didn't know what the price was that he was going to pay. And Jesus knew before he denied him. Jesus knew he was going to deny him.
Yes, amen.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because Jesus knows the past, the present, and the future.
Hallelujah.
He knows our past, he knows our present, and he knows our future. Hallelujah.